We are now ready to create our first virtual private server on the Amazon cloud. First, go to aws.amazon.com and sign in using your credentials. Once you log in into the system, you will see the AWS Management Console screen. From this screen, we want to select the EC2 service. In order to do so, we can either click on the menu item that's called Services on the top bar and then select the EC2 service. Otherwise, we can enter on the search box EC2 and again select the EC2 service. Once we navigate to the EC2 service, we will see the following screen. As you can see, the screen is divided into sections, and in the left section there is a menu with a couple of dozen of different options. From these options, we are interested in the default, which is called Instances and represents the virtual machines that we have created or that we will create. Other than that, we might also need the option for security groups and key pairs, but not right now. With the Instances option selected, we will go to the main section of the screen and click the Launch Instance button. From the next screen, we see that we have to select the operating system that our virtual machine will run. This is also called an Amazon Machine Image, or AMI in short. From the list of available images that we have to select, you will see that there is a wide variety of operating systems to choose from. I suggest that you select one that is free tier eligible and also one that is general purpose. I'm saying that because if you scroll down below, you will see a lot of options that are essentially customized operating systems. We want to stay with the general purpose one so that we can have the maximum level of support. In this case, I will use the Ubuntu Server 1804 LTS, which is my favorite. In the next screen, we will have to select the type of machine. Once we select the instance type that we want, we can either click the button Review and Launch or the Next. If we choose the latter, we will have to go through several configuration pages where we can select and define more details like the network and storage of the virtual machine. But I will not do that at the moment because I'm not interested in doing that. I will simply click Review and Launch, which will conclude the wizard in a more easy manner. After we click the Review and Launch button, we are directed to the last page of the wizard, where we have to review what we have selected so far. I have selected an operating system, Ubuntu Server 1804 LTS, and an instance type, T2.micro, which has one virtual CPU and 1 GB of memory. Other than that, the wizard has automatically created a security group called Launch Wizard 1. From then, we click the button Launch on the bottom right corner of the screen. Before we can proceed, we have to create a key pair. A key pair is required in order to be able to connect in a secure manner to our virtual machine once we create it. From the presented dialog, we have to either choose an existing key pair, which we don't have, or create a new key pair. In our case, we will choose the Create New Key Pair. Then we have to define a key pair name. I will write my key pair name. Then I have to click the button Download Key Pair. This is very important because this is the only opportunity that we have to do that. After we leave the screen, we will not be able again to download the key pair we have created. So make sure to download the key pair. Perfect. We can now click the button Launch Instances. We have finished with the creation of our virtual machine instance. As we can see, our instance is now launching. From this screen, we can view our launch log. We can see that our instance has successfully launched. From there, we can scroll down and click the View Instances button, which will redirect us back to the main screen where we can manage all the instances that we have available. Perfect. Now that our instance is started, as we can see from this field here, we can log in into it. To do that, we will have to have a program that supports the Secure Shell protocol. In Linux, which I use, this is called simply SSH. In Windows, you can use the PATI program. Okay, in order to log in, we will have to copy the IP address of the machine or the public DNS name. I will simply use the IP address. I will click in this icon to copy the address into the computer clipboard, and then I will switch to my terminal to connect to it. Now that I am in my terminal, I can use the SSH command to connect to my virtual machine running instance. In order to do that, I will write the following command: SSH, and then I will have to give a parameter with the key file that I downloaded before. So I give the option -i and then the path to the file in my hard disk. In my case, it is in downloads. And after that, I will have to give the username and the IP address that I will use to connect to my virtual machine instance. In this case, the username is Ubuntu and I will paste the IP address. Alright, we try to connect, but we see that the system has responded that the permissions of the key pair file are not appropriate. We will have to restrict the permissions in order for the SSH program to use this file. Let's see the permissions of our file at this moment. I will do an ls at my downloads folder. We can see that our key pair file has read-write permissions for the owner, read-write permissions for the group, and read permissions for the others. This is too permissive. We will have to restrict it to just read only for the owner. In order to do that, I will execute the following command: change mod to 4, which is the read permission for the owner, then 0 for the group, and 0 for the others. Add our file. Let's see the new permissions. Perfect. Let's try once again to connect. And we have managed to connect to our virtual machine instance on the Amazon cloud. In the next video, we will see how to set up the basics in this instance.